Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We are back in the Porsche 992 GT3, this time at Misano Grand Prix layout for yet another track guide. Now, if you're going to run this in the open setup series and you want to race the exact setup being driven in this track guide by Gianni Lutzu, you can go to our website, sambosetups.com, or you can go to our Patreon page. There are links to both in the description. Any questions, do let me know in the comments. But as always, we're going to do a hot lap followed by a breakdown. Then we will be back in the cockpit one final time. The driving line on track conditions, state and temps are shown on the overlays. Enjoy. So here we are looking for the 50 on the left-hand side, on the brakes to about 40-45%, trail it off, little blip of gas, now back on the brakes, not too hard, and now we're going to pick back up on the gas in second, going to cut this corner, staying away from the off-track, and what we're looking for is to start the grass on the left-hand side, on the brakes to about 60%, going to trail that off down to first, and now we don't go up to 100%, we're just holding it, little lift to go through the left-hander, and then back on the gas, so we don't get the off-track on exit. And now we're going to blast our way to the T8, sort of a hairpin here. Looking for the 100 on the left-hand side. I think it's the 100. We're going to trail that off down to second gear, back on the gas, nice and wide on the exit. Going to head over to the left-hand side. And once again, we're looking for this 50. We're going to go through that, and then on the brakes to about 40%, long trail off. Back on the gas in second. Very deep voice today, as I'm very hungover. So my apologies. We're going to go absolutely flat through turn 11. And now we're going to start the turn in to 12. Only on the brakes once we get to the outside. Trail that off, back on the gas in fourth. Now back on the brakes again. Down to first gear. Get the car rotated. Back on the gas. Got to throw this car around here. Very rewarding though. Final bit. Looking for the start of the white and red on the right hand side. Right, I'll show you it all in the breakdown. Over and across the line we go in a 32.4. Breakdown lap coming up next. Right, so for the breakdown, our first braking marker is going to be exactly here, midway between the 100 and the 50 on the left-hand side. We brake to about 40-45%. We're going to trail that off, getting our car all the way over onto the right-hand side. Left-hand tires just hanging on to the white line. And then we're going to roll on to about 30% and then roll back off again, picking back up on the gas in second gear at the apex. We're going to go flat here through 3. And then for turn 4, so if you look on the left-hand side, our next braking zone is going to be just before that grass that starts by the 50 marker. And we're going to get on the brakes here and only to about 55-60%. Again, we're going to trail that off, get the car rotated down to first gear. I'm going to slowly roll on to the gas pedal here, but only up to about 70%. Then roll off a little bit just to get the nose rotated through. And then again, the same. We're just going to roll off a tiny bit before rolling back on with the throttle at 100% at the apex here of turn 6. This little kink is turn 7, we're flat. Now for turn 8, it's almost a hairpin. We're going to get on the brakes quite early, just ahead of the 100. So just to show you, that's the 100 board there. And obviously we've got this white line that comes out to show us where it is. Get on the brakes to about 55%. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Now we're going to trail off and we want to start picking back up on the gas in second gear at the apex. We don't reach 100% until we've almost tracked all the way out. So the next braking marker for turn 10 is going to be just before we get to this white line up ahead of us in the road here. So as you can see, get on the brakes again to about 40%, long hold, and then a longer trail off, picking back up smoothly in second gear at the apex. So turns 11 and 12 are flat, but we need to get, so this is 11, and this is where we want the car positioning to be. And turn 12 is just here. And again, we're going to go flat as we go through it. But immediately, so once we've gone past this apex of 12 on the right-hand side, and we're about halfway across the track, we're going to start braking for turn 13. So as you can see, once we've gotten here, get on the brakes to about 50%, short trail off. We're going to blip the gas again. But once we get to the outside and we can straighten that wheel, so as you can see, the wheel is now perfectly straight. That's when we are braking harder, up to about 45%, and then trail that off, get the car rotated, back on the gas in first. We're going to go flat here through 15. And we've got one final braking mark. Sorry, a little cut through that. Right, so our braking market is going to be this white line, midway between the 100 and the 50. So the white line in the asphalt to our left. We get on the brakes up to about 50-55%. Shortest trail off and pick back up on the gas at the apex in third. So you can see we're at the apex, we're already up to 100%. Exit nice and wide, this is fine. Don't hit that grass though, that would be an off track. And that concludes the breakdown lap for the Porsche GT3 at Misano. We have one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking. Enjoy.